Okay, does everybody see the PowerPoint again? Yee, whew, I was getting nervous. It's kind of nervous when you're talking and nobody's talking back to you and you're struggling with something and you want someone to encourage you, and the director of education is making fun of me while I'm making these mistakes here. So I'm a little stressed out. But we got it. So let's move on. Here's some questions that we thought were probably most frequently asked. Will I be given help in setting up for the online classes? Can I do the online classes from my phone? The answer to both of those are yes. You are able to access Google Classroom from your phone if you have a smartphone. And setting up for them, we do all the setup for you and then we just invite you. So there's no setup for you to do. We've been hearing a lot that, you know, I signed up because I wanted hands-on training. Will I still get the same amount of hands-on training as I signed up for? Absolutely. Please remember that the online learning is not even 1% of the total program that of the 906 hands-on clock hours that you're going to be having here at ETI. It's a very small percentage. And again, it's just going to be, the majority is basic safety and math. And what happens if the stay-at-home order is extended? So unfortunately, you know, the situation that the world, country, state, you know, we have to break it down to our state level. Right now, our governor has extended his stay-at-home order through the end of May. Could that change? Yes. Could that stay the same? Yes. Could that be extended? Yes. What happens if they extend the stay-at-home order? We will let you know as soon as possible what the plan of action will be. It's very hard to give an answer on that because we don't know unless they do extend it. There's so many things that go into that it affects that we just don't have an answer until we know what's going on. I can tell you that all the decisions that we've made are in the best interest of our students, the staff, the faculty, the guests, our employers that we have come here, and safety is number one for all of us. So we will keep you informed if anything changes. And again, if you have any questions, just email your admissions rep or email one of us and we will get it answered. We don't want you to assume anything. Always ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, okay? This next slide just shows some of our campus information. Obviously, phone number, fax number. This website here, it's emergencyclosingcenter.com. If for some reason during the months that the weather is kind of sketchy, and it's probably every month because we live in Illinois, if you have a feeling that we have closed the campus due to inclement weather, if you see that there's 3 feet of snow outside and your children's schools are shutting down, don't just assume that we have shut down. If we decide to close the campus for any reason, we will post it on this website, emergencyclosingcenter.com. You don't have to write this down right now. When you come to school, it's posted all over the campus. The best thing for you to do is take a picture of it. And we'll let you know if the campus is going to be open or not. I can tell you in the past, we have not closed due to inclement weather very often, but you never know. The weather is so unpredictable in Illinois that we take it day by day. We also have our Facebook page and then also our website. With the Facebook page, one thing I want to mention is that like I talked about when you saw the video of our students doing stuff, if you're working in the lab, whether it's welding or HVAC, and you're doing something cool, videotape it or have somebody videotape it for you. And then go and see Michelle Shelberg. Wave again, Michelle. And send it to Michelle and she will get it loaded up onto our Facebook page. If it's a video, maybe our YouTube channel. She will get it out there for you because again, we love to post videos of our students being successful. Okay, I'm done talking for now. And I think I've made enough mistakes. So now I'm going to turn it over to your Director of Education, Mr. Kevin Flans.
How you doing, everybody? I hope everybody is safe. Couple of things. Can everybody hear me? Hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. A couple things. Obviously, the first thing I want you to do in the upcoming weeks is stay safe. That is number one. That is above everything else. We are doing everything we can at the moment to ensure your safety upon coming to our school. As you do your online education, I want to give you a couple of dates just to keep in mind. So Monday, you're going to start your online education for a total of 2 weeks. On Friday, May 29th, that will end, and you'll get a 1-week hiatus and or break. You will be coming back to school on Tuesday, June 9th, and on Tuesday, June 9th, you are now right into the rotation with everybody else. So our current level 1 students will then advance to 2, and you will assume your level 1 spot. At that point, everything is a go, the time is a go. You're going to go through your same scheduled hours through levels 2, 3, and 4, God willing. So I just want to let everybody know that our biggest goal was your level 1s, you start out with safety and math, and it's the easiest thing to do online. In fact, there's little to no difference between doing it online versus at the school. We don't want to do anything that takes away 1 minute of your lab time. And just as a side note, for any of you that actually did an actual tour at our school, I hope you see a lot of nice improvements that we have been doing over the past month and a half. But that's all going to be happening when you guys return, God willing, on June 8th. We have a couple things. We are going to be, we're AWS certified. We're one of only 5 places in the Midwest that is certified to get AWS certification. We are also full of ESCO proctors for the EPA, Section 608. For HVAC is Section 609 and 410A. So we have all that as part of your curriculum, and it's already been paid for in your tuition. So your 608 and your 410A is already part of it, and that is given out in level 4. So the first thing I want to talk about, why is attendance so important? It is everything. It's more than important. It is everything. It's a requirement for graduation, number 1. It gives you the maximum hands-on training, which is what you want to have more than anything. And probably number 1, as Amber will tell you later on, employers ask about it first. They ask about it above your grade point average. They assume that if you're not pulling in a 90, 95, 100% attendance, they're assuming you are not going to come to work. It is that important. Please understand, every minute of every day, come to school. If you feel 100%, come to school. If not, please call in and we will discuss that. Okay, now for some of the stuff where I can be the bad guy. This is a drug and alcohol-free campus. There will be none of that. I understand that marijuana is now legal, not at ETI. This is a privately owned facility. There will be no drugs of any sort. That includes all property owned by ETI, the parking garage, all school grounds. We are not here for that. We are here to give you a career and a future. Alcohol and drugs is not a part of it. We do reserve the right to inspect equipment bags and lockers. Yes, we do have lockers for your tools, if you wish, your coat, etc. We do have a right to inspect them. None of this is worth more than your future. Most companies now are doing hair follicle testing, which goes farther back. I would just suggest you to be very, very careful. We will talk about that more on day 1. I will come into both of your classes and go over a lot of stuff. I can talk about it here, but when you're actually on the school property, it'll be a lot easier for you to visualize. So a couple of things. What do we need to bring on day 1? Well, first thing I would bring is something to write with, maybe a notepad. You will be getting on your first day your shirts. We're going to be getting you your level 1 books for the online classes, but we'll be talking about that a little later. Where do I park? We have a 2-level parking garage. That is the only place you can park, because that designates to us that you are indeed students, and it is a safety concern when you guys are parking anywhere but the designated spot. Where do I go to smoke? We have a very, very nice patio. You can smoke behind HVAC and behind the welding facility as long as you put your cigarette butts where they go. Where do I take breaks? Now that's kind of an interesting question because a couple of the rules that we have implemented when school actually reopens is to protect you. One of which is for the short term, the cafeteria is going to be closed. We're going to keep areas where people can congregate closed to help us with social distancing. So I would suggest a couple of things. In Willowbrook, we have virtually every fast food place you could possibly think of. If you bring your own food, I would suggest outside or in your own car. Safer the better. But the cafeteria will be closed and our career service room will be closed. So, and again, they will be closed until we feel that it's safe to open them. Our biggest concern more than anything else is we're trying to do this all safely in compliance with state, local, and federal laws. And again, the options for lunch, Willowbrook is the fast food capital of the world. There is everything here. So if you all aren't familiar with Willowbrook, there is every fast food you can imagine, unless you want to bring your own lunch. Couple quick things before we turn it over to Amber. The curriculum is 906 hours. So if you divide that by 4, you'll be in each level for that amount of time. You'll be given a different instructor each time. Each instructor brings something different to the table. Some of them might have done a lot of sales. Some of them might have done a lot of service, welding. Some might have been stick, MIG, TIG. Some of them might have been boiler experts. Each one is going to bring something to the table. And my suggestion is do a lot of listening. Let the teacher teach and make them earn their pay. Ask questions. You have the right to ask questions. You have the right for the teacher to educate you. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, please. And if you have a problem with anybody, my name is Kevin Flans. I'm the one to come to, and we will take care of it for you. I hope everybody stays safe. Have a great weekend.
Okay, can everybody hear me? I'm back. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna unmute Amber and I'm gonna turn it over to Amber. Amber, if you want to give me a thumbs up when you want me to advance the slide, you just let me know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
So hi everyone. So I'm Amber Vera. I'm the Director of Career Services for ETI. I am your one-stop shop for career services. So we're going to be working on resumes together. We're going to be working on interviewing skills. So throughout your time that you're at ETI, I'm going to come into your classrooms once per level and talk to you about these things. So level 1 is kind of just an overview. We really want you to get familiar with career services and how we operate at ETI. Level 2, we'll go over resumes, and you guys will actually have to turn in a resume for a grade. So please do that. Level 3 is going to be interviewing skills, professionalism. We really want you to be successful in your interview. So hopefully you land a really good job before you even graduate. That's the goal. And then in level 4 is just kind of an overview of what we've gone through. And then in level 4, that's when I want to sit with you more one-on-one, learn really what you want to do, what you're looking for a career. HVAC, maybe you're looking to be a technician, install, sales, dispatching. There's so many options. Welding, you've got stick, MIG, TIG, fabrication. So there's a ton of different opportunities. There's also unions to consider as well. So very important you guys build a relationship with me. I'm around. You may not see me all the time, but I promise you I'm around. I'm available if you need any help. The big thing is that resume. So in level 2, again, you're required to turn in the resume to either myself or your instructor for a grade. It doesn't have to be polished. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do have to turn one in. So if you already have one, great. I'll help you fix it up. We'll get it ready to go out to those welding and HVAC employers. Going back to attendance, Kevin touched on attendance, how important that is. ETI's policy is you have to maintain an 80% attendance. okay? 80% is 1 out of 5 days, okay? Can you imagine if you go to school or go to work 1 out of 5 days or 4 out of 5 days and you don't show up on the 5th day every week? You're not going to last very long, okay? So employers are really looking for more than that 80%, okay? 90, 95, 100 would be wonderful. Employers really stress the importance of attendance because if you're showing up to school, you're going to be showing up to work, okay? So it's super important how much that attendance counts. The other thing with career services is we offer career placement for life. So you know, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, as long as ETI is around, we're going to be helping you find a job if you need a new place. So maybe you're looking to move out of state, or maybe you're just not happy with the company you're at anymore. Feel free to reach out to us and we'll help you start looking again. Okay. And then I think we're going to go over some companies that we work with. So these are some welding employers that have hired our students in the past. So the big one in the middle there, Geib Industries, they are in Bensonville. They have hired, I believe, 6 of our welders just last year. So they are all still there. They're doing very well. That company is more, you're doing the same thing day in and day out, but there's other companies where you're going to do a variety of welding. So that's something that you might want to think about too, once you get more involved in the welding in the program. On the bottom left, you've got Friedman Seating. It's a tiny little black logo. So they're in Chicago. They do a lot of seating for buses and public transportation. They have also hired several of our students. They're actually in the process of hiring again. Huntington Ingalls is also in the middle. That's going to be right next to Geib Industries there. So they are, I don't know, the largest shipbuilder in the U.S.
Private shipbuilder.
Private shipbuilder. Okay, so they're in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and then they've got another one in Virginia. So if you want to go out into the shipyards, that's a place to go. Wisconsin also has some shipyards as well if you want to stay in the Midwest, but I don't know who wants to stay in the Midwest right now. One other one, let me touch base on one more. Elgin Sweeper, you've got on there. So they are obviously in Elgin, Illinois. So they make the large sweeper trucks that you guys see driving down the roads. And then American Systems, they're on the bottom, ASI. They actually just got in touch with me recently. So they are looking to hire, they make a lot of chemically used products, but they don't use any chemicals. So it's everything that holds the chemicals, pretty much. A lot of TIG, a lot of stainless steel welding that they do. So these are just a few examples of the companies that have hired our students in the past. And then on the HVAC side, I'm sure you guys will recognize some of these on here. So we've got Four Seasons, we've got Icy, so a lot of big names on here. Some of the smaller ones, maybe Apt in the corner there. I'm sure maybe you guys have seen their commercials. I've seen a ton of them recently. So I believe 2 or 3 of our graduates recently got placed there. They do a lot of appliance repair and placement. Train's a big one. They are right around the corner from ETI. You have to go through 3 or 4 different interviews to get into Train, and they only want the best of the best. So if you want to get into Train, you got to work your butt off at ETI to get in there. Sears is another big one. I know Sears doesn't have a great name right now, but they are their HVAC side and their appliance repair is still up and running, and they're doing great, and they hire our students all the time as well. So all of these companies have hired our students. They continually hire our students. So we don't just put companies on here just for the heck of it. Okay, they're real companies that have worked with our students. There's a ton of different companies. You can go big companies like Four Seasons. You can go smaller companies, or somewhere in between too. So start thinking about what you really want to work for towards your career.
All right. Thank you, Amber. Again, if you have any questions for Amber, go ahead and type them in the Q&A and A, and we'll get those answered. So why is this date important to everybody on the call this evening? This is your graduation date, right? Michelle and Elizabeth are looking at me. I
Right.
always get nervous at this part.
What is that?
Good night. So if you successfully complete all 4 of your modules when you start on Monday, you will graduate from your program on June 8th of 2021. Now, that seems so far away, especially because time is just dragging with our being quarantined and staying at home. And but I can promise you and guarantee you that when you get back on campus, or when you get on campus, it's going to fly by. It's going to go by so fast. You're going to blink and it's going to be over, and you're going to be out there and you're going to be working. And that's the goal for everybody. All right, so now we're down to our questions. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my questions here. So we got a lot of people saying hi. Hi to everybody. Let's see. We do have a question. I'm going to turn it over to Kevin to ask the question and answer.
Kevin said, return to school on June 8th. Isn't it June 9th? Yes, it is June 9th. I've been painting in the lab all day and I've been overcome by fumes. So for all you HVAC guys who want to make fun of me for being wrong, I'm your level 4 teacher. So everybody be nice to me. But yes, I made a mistake.
Okay, it's me again. We try not to give him too much airtime. I'm quarantined with him, so feel for me. That's really the only other question. Oh, wait, we have some more. Casey asked, do you guys help apply to the union? If so, can you be accepted while still in school? So yes, we do work. I don't want to say directly because, so we do work with some unions. Casey, I'm not sure if you're asking about HVAC or welding, but we can help you access the applications. And if you need help filling them out, we're more than happy to help you fill out the applications. The issue with the unions is that if you do get accepted, that you have to start their schooling right away. So you would not be able to do ETI in the union school simultaneously. Okay, but what, I'm sorry.
Sorry, can I jump in on that really quick?
Sure.
So the biggest union that ETI works with is 597 pipe fitters, and the main reason for that is because they only do HVAC and welding, and we only do HVAC and welding. So I know specifically if you're looking at pipe fitters, they do have a lengthy application process. So it doesn't hurt to start applying to them maybe towards the end of level 3 or when you're into level 4, because you have to go through the application process, and then they have to schedule you for a test, and then you have to pass the test, and then you can get into the union. So it doesn't hurt to start applying maybe towards level 3 or level 4, probably level 4 for you guys because you're in a night class. But other unions, it does depend on the union, but that's just for 597.
Kevin wants to add something about the union.
So I was a 597 service pipe fitter my whole career. And whether you do pipe fitting or welding or service, whatever your decision is, and you go union, it's going to, in all likelihood, be 597. They have now merged with 501. So 501 has now been drawn into 597. We have contacts there. They've been to our past career fairs. They love us because we give them a head start when they admit somebody into their union. So as they go into the union, they go through the whole process. You're already 2.5 steps ahead of them, and they love us for that. So they have a relatively informed and educated apprentice on their hands because of us.
Okay, Casey, why don't you let me know if that answers your question or not? And if you want some more information, go ahead, type it in. Michelle, we do have a question from somebody. So if you want to unmute yourself, I actually have 2 for you. The first one, the first one is, it says in the chat, it said June 15th for graduation. So I don't know if this student was maybe chatting with you or one of their admissions reps. But June 8th is the graduation date for this class starting. Okay. All right. The other question was, can I finish enrolling online?
Absolutely. Yes, we can do everything electronically now. So just like our classes will begin online, we can do everything electronically. Just, I ask if you're in the process or haven't even started the process, please just contact us. We can help you through our enrollment process if you don't contact us. But yes, it's very fast. It's all electronic, and we can get you started right away.
Okay. I don't see any other questions. Does anybody have anything else? Or did I not answer something? A lot of people said hi, screen is stuck on PowerPoint, technical difficulties. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I think that we've pretty much answered all of the questions. Again, if you have a question when you leave here, because I know you just got a lot of information right away, just email your admissions representative, and they will get your question to the person that will give you an answer. 2 more people just popped in. Somebody said, I'm just ready to start school. That's what we like to hear. Man, we're ready for you to start school, man. We are ready to get back on the horse and training again. And our employers are just itching for us to get people graduated, so because they have positions to fill. And then somebody else said they didn't see the video in the beginning. So when we're done here, I'll go ahead and put the video back on so people can see those pictures. Any other questions? All right. Well, I wanted, on behalf of all of us here at ETI, Elizabeth, Michelle, Amber, and Kevin, and myself, we want to thank you for taking the time. I apologize it went a little longer than typical. Again, we were just trying to work out the kinks. But again, you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. We just want to make sure we get your questions answered. And most importantly, remember, we're still enrolling. Okay, if you know somebody, it's cool to go to school with a buddy. Bring somebody, maybe somebody who's been hit by this quarantine and their job has been suffered. If you know somebody that you think would be good in the trades, let them know we're still enrolling. They can still get in even though classes start on Monday. Just reach out to Michelle or your admissions representative, and they'll get the ball rolling. Okay. Do anybody else have anything to add? Michelle, Elizabeth, Amber? You're all unmuted, so that's it. All right.
Thank you.
Well,
so much.
everybody have a great evening. I'm going to go ahead and put that video back up for everybody to see, okay? We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Congratulations.
I'm working on it.